I want to start by telling you a story. Early in my career, I was working on a project that looked good on paper, the plan was solid, the budget was tight but manageable, the timeline made sense, but something about it felt off. When I finally slowed down enough to ask myself who this space was truly for, I realized we've been designing around assumptions instead of people. That moment stayed with me. What I want to share with you today is not a formula or a checklist, it's a way of thinking. A way of pausing long enough to put purpose before plans, people before process, and care before complexity. This masterclass is about designing with empathy, about how people-centered thinking does not slow us down, but actually leads to better outcomes, clearer decisions, and stronger teams, as well as opportunities to pass on what we've learned. We will talk about constraints, relationships, moments when challenges arise, and the responsibility we have to develop others along the way. Throughout this class, I invite you to reflect on your own work, where the moments or purpose could sharpen your judgment, where clarity could replace noise, and where mentoring and collaboration might be your most powerful design tool. Let us begin. When I start any project, the first question I ask is not about the program or the budget. It is, who is the space really for? Whether I'm designing projects in affordable housing or market rate housing, the principle is the same. People come first. In affordable housing, that means designing places that foster connection among the people who live in that residential community. Spaces that cultivate a sense of belonging show up in feelings of comfort, dignity, and pride, a safe and welcoming place to call home. In market rate design, it shows up a little differently, but the goal is the same. Designing for people means understanding the values and lifestyles of potential residents and what makes them feel engaged and reflect how they want to live. When amenities work, they're not just impressive, they're meaningful. Across both types of work, design choices are never neutral. They shape how someone feels when they walk through a door. They influence whether a place feels like a stop along the way or a place to belong. When we get the human need right, the design decisions get clearer. We stop designing around assumptions and start designing around real lives. So before I draw a line, I try to understand the people. Before I solve a problem, I carefully consider what matters because when purpose leads, design follows. Some of the most important lessons in my career came from working within limits. I used to think better design came with having more, but experience taught me the opposite. Constraint has shaped my judgment more than any other part of my work. Affordable housing projects are often more challenging than market rate work because every decision matters more. When the budget is tight, you can't design everything. You choose the moments that carry the most meaning. Constraints don't reduce creativity, they sharpen it. They help you focus, clarify, and design with intention instead of excess. That's where experience starts to guide you. Over time, I stopped seeing limits as obstacles and I started using them as guides to teach me where design has the most impact and where simplicity is the stronger choice. This type of work brings together people from many disciplines, including stakeholders, architects, interior designers, and contractors. Across projects, I've learned that when a team focuses on understanding our shared goals, strong relationships are forged. Progress happens when a team can weave together design vision, budget, and timeline into a cohesive outcome. It's not about one priority taking over. It's about balancing them with thoughtfulness so the project moves forward successfully. Team culture isn't just a nice bonus. When it's built into the project from the beginning, it enhances how the work feels along the way. This leads to a final product that is more thoughtful and aligned. Strong relationships are, in many ways, the real infrastructure of successful design. Experience only matters if you pass it on. That's what mentorship is for, improving the quality of design, building the experience of designers, and helping others grow in their careers. We are only as strong as the people we coach up. And when a team grows together, it leads to more efficiency and stronger design. If you're earlier in your career, here's what I want you to know. Every project is a learning opportunity. One of the best ways to grow is by seeing how the design takes shape during construction. Watch how details come together. Did they turn out as expected or even better than you'd imagined? Notice any gaps or questions that arose during the construction phase. Even now, over 25 years into my career, I still find valuable lessons and ways to improve design and documentation with each project. I ask myself, what can I take from this project into the next one? How can I make the work even stronger for the people using these spaces? Mentoring others isn't separate from the work, it's part of the work. Leadership shows up in the way we share knowledge, guide teams, and help build the experience of designers. When we invest in others, the projects improve, the team grows stronger, and the culture of thoughtful design continues. At the end of the day, good design is about purpose, for the people who use the spaces, the teams who bring them to life, and the lessons we pass on. It's about understanding human needs, focusing on what matters most, and making decisions that support the overall vision. When purpose leads, the design follows. The spaces are stronger, the teams are stronger, and the impact lasts long after the drawings are done. My name is Katie Lyslo, Affordable Housing Studio Leader of Interior Design at Ankrum Moyson, and this is AM Masterclass.